AITA for wanting to leave my husband after my miscarriage. I, 34F, have been married to my husband, 43M, for 3 years, together 5. His 3 kids, ages 18 to 21, live with us too. We've been struggling with infertility pretty much since we got married. Last year was a really rough year for us because I got laid off from my tech job and a couple weeks later, he had a stroke. During his stroke I took on everything because he literally couldn't, and that was fine. We took a pretty major hit financially and depleted our savings and racked up quite a bit of debt. Fast forward to June this year. We'd started going to a fertility clinic, I was working full-time, my husband was doing much better and had made about a 90% recovery, but I was still doing literally everything for the house, cleaning, finances, letting the kids use my car for school and work, cooking, etc. And anytime I asked for help it was either dismissed or turned into an argument where he'd shut me out / give me the silent treatment, then have the audacity to expect sex later that night with no apology or accountability. I finally got pregnant late May but lost it 6 weeks later. That experience broke me. I didn't get out of bed for a week, I was in pain, I wasn't feeding myself, and I was miserable. During the roughly 4 weeks I was out of work and just depressed, he didn't do a single thing around the house, let the dishes and laundry pile up, and basically carried on as if life was fine. One night in particular, he asked if I was okay, and I told him no and that I was in pain and hadn't eaten, and he just got on his phone. Didn't even offer to get me food. To make it worse, when I finally got up and said, I'm making myself something, he asked me to make something for him too, knowing I was still bleeding and in pain. It took me a few more months before I kind of woke up from the depression of losing my baby and began seeing just how emotionally neglectful he'd really been this whole year. Not to mention the financial abuse, withholding that he was $15,000 behind on taxes, and lying about having money for our vacation only to have nothing and make me max out my credit cards to cover it. So now we're filing bankruptcy on top of all this. I decided to have a very serious conversation with the ultimatum of marriage counseling, and he completely dismissed everything I had to say, said I was overreacting, that the financial stuff wasn't a big deal, and he refused marriage counseling. That's the soft version. But after that convo was the first time I seriously considered just packing up and leaving. After nearly 2 weeks of silent treatment, lots of hurtful comments and defensiveness, he finally caved and apologized and agreed to do counseling even though he said he won't like it. I thought his apology was genuine, and as soon as I kissed him and said I felt better, he immediately asked for sex. So now I feel like he's only sexually motivated, but not because he actually cares about how much he's hurt and neglected me. So even though he's agreed to counseling, I feel like I don't even want to work on this relationship anymore. But I also feel guilty because he's a good person, goes to work every day, doesn't cheat, etc. But he's the definition of emotionally unavailable, neglectful. I've recently realized he's a dismissive avoidant for those who know about attachment theory. So, am I the asshole for wanting to give up without trying to work on the relationship more? If this story kept you hooked, give it a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more.